Hello once more. This is Emperor Tembu II Botani Majola, the Emperor of BaThembu Nation. I am now recording the second clip, which talks about the second pillar or pillar number 2 of Imvuselelo BaThembu concept, which is the return of our land as BaThembu in all 9 South African provinces. The issues that I would like to highlight on this one are very few. One is that as a community that resides in a certain area, if you want your land, you are entitled to approach the relevant government authorities, which will do on your behalf, and actually claim ownership of that land as a community. I'm not talking about land claims now. I'm talking about getting the land back. I'm talking about a situation where you get that land back to you as a community or as a traditional community. We will lodge the application for you to the relevant office of the Premier and to the Land Minister of Land Affairs. They process the application. They come to you to do the assessments, interviews, and everything. If they approve, which I hope they will, then the minister issues a government gazette. A government gazette is a document that gives you ownership of that traditional community as a community. How does that help you? I'm going to explain. It helps you because if you have got a written ownership of that communal land, so to say, from the government, you are now in a position to do a developmental plan for that community. What are the developmental programs that you would like to see taking place? And then you take that developmental plan, which will do for you. You take that developmental plan to investors, which will actually do it for you also. The main reason, and I want people who live in the rural areas to understand this thing because that's exactly what is happening. The main reason why the rural areas in South Africa, in all 9 provinces, not Eastern Cape, not Western Cape, in all provinces, why the development is not taking place in the rural areas is it goes back to the question of land ownership. The land in the rural areas does not have title deeds, a document that says this land belongs to XYZ. And the investors are not willing to throw in their money into an environment of that nature where the ownership is not legally recognized. That is the ownership of that land. Even a small amount of money like 500,000, there's nobody who wants to throw 500,000 to investing in a land that does not have a legally recognized owner. Because when problems arise, the investors do not have means to recover their money. It's as simple as that. And I know many people don't know this. A lot of people have given us wonderful developmental plans. The investor promised this and that, but we know it's never going to happen unless and until that land has got a legal document that recognizes that community, if it's a community, to be the owner of that land. Without that, it's never going to work for you. So that is one thing that I wanted to emphasize with regards to the land restitution. The second thing that is important about the return of our land are the land claims. Land claims have got some, let's call it challenges when it comes to using the political language. What you need to do if there are land claims, whether individual land claims or communal land claims that were actually submitted several years ago, you must just package those documents that were submitted to land claims. That is the names of the claimants, the recognition letter from the land claims, confirming that indeed you submitted the land claim in the year 2000, if it was 2000, and any other documentation. You just need to email that or send that package through the email process to myself, My details appear on my Facebook posts. And then once we receive that whole package, we are going to look at it and then take it from there. I cannot give a specific answer because situations vary from one situation to one situation, from one province to one province. So there is no one broad response that I can give to that. So when it comes to the return of land, the two most important things that you must be a traditional community so that you can get investors. Number two, you need to submit your land claims to us so that we can do follow-up for you to the Department of Land Claims or to the Commissioner of Land Claims in any province. I'm talking about now all 9 South African provinces. All 9 South African provinces. I'm not talking about one province. BaThembu do not reside in one province. We reside in all 9 South African provinces. Imvuselelo BaThembu applies to all 9 South African provinces without an exception. That is the second thing when it comes to land. The other thing that is important with the return of land is that as you are going to be claiming your land to be as a traditional community that is recognized, it is important for you to understand how we BaThembu deal with issues of land. I'm going to repeat this. If you are going to make the application to be recognized as a traditional community that owns a certain piece of land, it is important that you as that group or the leader, or at least the leadership, you must know how do we BaThembu deal with land. I've said it over and over again, and I'm going to say it until I'm gray in my face. BaThembu have got a certain means or a certain method where we are supposed to do things in the same manner as Jews. Jews don't just do things like everybody.